there's been this perception that some tech leaders have been aligning with Trump. You and others have donated to his inaugural event, and we're on stage with him. And I think you settled like a lawsuit, which resulted in them getting $25 million. I wonder what's going on here. Does it feel like the cost of doing business with the administration, or what's the best way to think about this?
My view on this is like, he's the president of the United States. Our default as an American company should be to try to have a productive relationship with whoever is running the government. I would do this, like we've tried to offer to support previous administrations as well. I've been pretty public with some of my frustrations with the previous administration, how they basically did not engage with us or the business community more broadly, which I think, frankly, I think is going to be necessary to make progress on some of these things. Like, we're not going to be able to build the level of energy that we need if you don't have a dialogue and they're not prioritizing trying to do those things. So, but fundamentally, look, I mean, I think a lot of people want to write the story about like, what direction are people going? I just think it's like, we're trying to build great stuff. We want to have a productive relationship with people. And that's sort of, that's how I see it. And it is also how I would guess most others see it. But obviously I can't speak for them.
You've spoken out about how you've rethought some of the ways in which you engage and defer to the government in terms of moderation stuff in the past. How are you thinking about AI governance? Because if AI is as powerful as we think it might be, the government will want to get involved. What is like the most productive approach to take there? And what should the government be thinking about here? Yeah,
I guess in the past, I probably just, most of the comments that I made, I think were in the context of content moderation, right? Where, it's been an interesting journey over the last 10 years on this, where it's obviously been an interesting time in history. There have been novel questions raised about online content moderation. Some of those have led to, I think, productive new systems getting built, like our AI systems to be able to detect nation states trying to interfere in each other's elections. I think we will continue building that stuff out, and that I think has been net positive.
Right.
I think other stuff, we went down some bad paths. Like, I just think the fact-checking thing was not as effective as community notes, because it's not an internet scale solution. There weren't enough fact checkers, and like, people didn't trust the specific fact checkers. They like, you wanted a more robust system. So I think where we got with community notes is the right one on that. But my point on this was more that that I think historically I probably deferred a little bit too much to either the media in kind of their critiques, or the government on things that they did not really have authority over, but just as like a central figure. Like, I think we tried to build systems that where maybe we could not have to make all of the content moderation decisions ourselves or something. And I guess I just think part of the growth process over the last 10 years is just, okay, like, we're a meaningful company. We need to own the decisions that we need to make. We should listen to feedback from people, but shouldn't defer too much to people who do not actually have authority over this, because at the end of the day, we're in the seat and we need to like own the decisions that we make.
Yeah.
And so I think we probably, it's been a maturation process, and in some ways painful, but I think we're probably a better company for it.
If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch the full episode here and subscribe for more clips. Thanks.